an age that barely marks the passage from childhood, Ronald Jean was about to make a very grown-up decision.
When I was 13, that's when I made the decision. I just wanted to get away from her. That was my main goal, is to get away. Doesn't matter what kind of life I'm going to face, I just was to get away.
Ronald Jean is the leading rusher for the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh University. His toughest yards, however, have not come on the football field. His father left for good before the boy was a year old. Along with his younger sister, Tatiana, Ronald was brought to the United States from the Bahamas by his mother, Charlene Boumer. Caught in the vice grip of alcohol and drugs, Charlene turned her rage on her son.
At time it hit me with whatever she can get her hands on. Then one time she cut me in my stomach. She had a knife in her hand. I guess I made her mad, or I guess she was in the right stage. Then she cut me, and that right there basically drove me to the edge of wanting to get away from her.
Jean's mother had decided to move from South Florida to New York City. At the bus station, Ronald told her he would not be going with her.
The whole day I was just thinking about, all right, I'm gonna get away from her, Try to figure out ways to tell her. Then it was late on the afternoon, beginning nights. She was getting ready, I told her I wasn't gonna go. And she kind of asked me why. I think she got mad, but she didn't really did much convincing for me to stay. She got on the bus and I just walked away. I didn't look back.
That was the last time he ever saw his mother and sister. At 13, he was alone.
You can say I became a man at 13. So I made that decision, and I told myself I'm going to do whatever it takes.
What followed was a series of foster homes, some worse than others, but none as grim as the prospect of life with an abusive mother. And along the way, young Ronald discovered football.
He came to our practice one day and told us that he wanted to play some varsity football, and I believe at that time he was only about 5'4", about $135 weight-wise.
At the time, Jane Minton was the head coach at Boca Raton High School. He took a special interest in Gene and eventually took him into his own home when the boy was 18.
When he had this need, he just, it was just a split decision, snap of the finger, and we knew what we had to do.
One football coach had transformed Gene's personal life. Another was about to give him a remarkable break. Lehigh assistant coach Chris Demarest came to Boca Raton to scout two prospects, but it was Gene who riveted his attention.
There was a burning desire to succeed in his eyes. The only problem is he was only about 5'4". So then when I went back to Lehigh, I brought back the film, and I showed them the film of him, and they really started to like him. And all they kept asking me was the same question I knew I was going to get asked. How tall is he? How tall is he? And they kept kind of avoiding the question. Boy, look how good, look how fast he is. Look what he's doing on film. Look at this, look at that.
Demarest prevailed, and Ronald Jean was on his way to Lehigh. The Minton family, as it turned out, was on the move as well, to Ohio. Jean was about to be embraced by yet another family.
We wanted an exciting game, but we didn't think that they might lose. In the last 2 minutes, he scored.
Jean had befriended Boca Raton schoolmate Melissa Anderson and her brother David, but the Anderson home soon became more than a place to hang out after practice.
It was Christmas morning, and he said, "I need to talk to you." And so we all stopped what we were doing and looked at him, and I knew it was very difficult for him to say to us, "I really care about you, and I really love you as a family, and I feel very comfortable here, and I feel like part of your family, not just someone staying here." And that to me was the point when I realized that he really considered us his family.
I look up to him so much, all that he's been through, and he's guided me too. Whenever I have problems, they seem so minuscule compared to his, but whenever I have problems, he's been there for me, and it's amazing. He's always given back. No matter, he doesn't have material things to give back, but he's given back more than that, and that's what's important.
They was like my second family, you can say, and I used to always go over there, spend all the holidays with them, and they always treated me like I was their child.
I have 3 children now instead of 2, and I truly love him like he is one of mine. I worry about him, I care about him. I admire everything that he's gone through, and you know, I would be here for him forever.
Two destinations now lie ahead for Ronald Jean. The first is the NFL, where he hopes his 4.3 speed in the 40 and 435-pound bench press compensate for his lack of size. The second path seems more remote, a reunion with the mother he hasn't seen since she left him in that bus station. He only wants to know if she's okay.
Yeah, I love her mother because she gave birth to me, and she like took care of me for the first 13 years of my life. Yeah, I love her for that. Yeah, but loving her as a form being like a good mother to me, I don't love her for that. Yeah, you angry about it of what happened, but you can stay angry forever.